Back with the new video. This is basically part 2 to the last video. Gonna start putting everything back together. In the last video, we got this motor and tore it all apart. And also I painted the firewall and I started taking stuff apart in the interior under the dash. But we got a Holley Terminator X to control this motor. And starting to put this motor back together today. Already got my cam gear on and chain. Then the cam we went with is Brian Tooley hot rod cam. So should be pretty choppy at idle. About to throw my lifters in and probably throw my valve cover on. My valley cover on. I got a nice ICT billet valley cover, and I got new BTR 600 lifts, dual springs, and titanium keepers for the heads, which I'll probably do that before long. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and throw these lifters in and the lifter trays. I got new lifter trays and new lifters, LS7 style. So I'll pick you guys back up after we do that. So this is where we're at right now. I'm putting the motor back together. Got this ICT billet valley cover, and then I don't gotta run knock sensors. I went ahead and got one head on. We're running BTR dual valve springs and ARP head bolts. Like I said, got cam in and all that. Still waiting on the oil pump. That's why I don't have the front of the motor together. But I'm about to go throw this head on real quick. And I just thought I'd show you guys right now where we're at and whatnot. So pick you guys back up in a minute. Just finished up torquing both the heads down. Looking good. Nice ICT billet cover. Still got to wait on, I need to order my push rods because I just haven't ordered them yet. I've been kind of slacking. But after we get push rods in, I'll be able to throw the rest of my valve train together. Then be able to close up that. Then today I went and got some Speed Engineering headers off Marketplace. They're for an F-body, but I should be able to get them to fit up in here. I've seen a lot of people do it, so it shouldn't be hard. But really kind of at a standstill now for my oil pump, because I can't put my oil pump on, or my oil pan on, until I got that on. And then after I get my pan on, I can throw my rear main on, and pretty much after that it'll be buttoned up. But then we'll have to start on all this, and I'm gonna mount my Holley ECU up under the dash here, up there on that panel. But I got pretty much all this stripped out. I still have the wiring for the radio in here. I don't know if I want to strip that yet or leave it, just in case I want to run a radio in the future. If I do strip it, I can just rewire it. But inside's pretty good. Then last night I got my 3200 stall in for the trans, which I could honestly throw that in anytime. Just got to fill it with fluid. And then pretty much throw my motor mounts on the new motor. Got those from ICT Billet here in town. And then after the motor's in and all that, start plugging the harness in. So got all these wires here, which these 2 red wires will go straight to power. Then this purple one is going to the starter for that. Then this pink one is the distributor wire, which is key on. So that'll go to my Holley. But other than that, probably wrap it up for now and wait till I get some new parts in. So, well, this is where we're at now. Like me, once again, forgot to film a lot of shit. But got TBSS intake on, 92 mil throttle body, got all the heads on, looking good. Got coolant crossover on. Nice billet one. Got all front and rear covers on. Motor mounts are on. All that's really left for the motor is I need to put my flywheel on for the TH350. It's dished. Then I get my push rods in Wednesday, and they're 7.4 and 0.8 wall. Looks real nice. Painted the harmonic balancer black. I need to get a new bolt, but I might just run it. I don't know yet. Got my valve covers painted them purple. Kind of match the car. It's more of a purplish blue, but fuck it. Still need to throw my torque converter on, but really once I throw the torque converter on and get that flywheel on, I could go ahead and throw the motor in. Oh, and I need to throw my water pump in, accessory drive on, but I'll probably do that before I throw the motor in, which that won't take long at all. But I'll be able to put the motor in probably before I do my push rods if I feel like it. But probably about to throw the water pump on real quick. Then I got trans fluid to fill the converter up, which I'll do that probably tomorrow or Wednesday. Not sure yet. But got the pan on. Looks good. Need to throw I forgot about this. I need to throw the cooler block off on, and I need to go through and tighten the thread up for the filter. Block looks good, painted it black. But that's where we're at for now. It's a mess in here, like always, but making progress. I also threw a Melling Performance oil pump on. It's a high pressure, not a high volume, because I've known people that's had problems with the high volume, so I just went with the high pressure. That's where we're at for now. The motor's pretty much all together now. Got the valve covers on, look good. Got my accessories on. Just need to get the alternator, which I think the homie has one of those, so we might just use that one. So now I need to get that torque converter out of there and fill the new one up and put the new one in. And then after that, I mean, the motor is ready to get dropped in, other than I'll have to put the flex plate on, but I won't do that till it's on the cherry picker. But as of right now, it's ready to go. Made tons of progress. Motor's in, torque converter's in. It's all bolted up. Motor's bolted up. I already got my throttle cable hooked up. I'm gonna have to get a new kickdown cable for the trans. Probably hook it up right there to that little brass nut somehow, and then that'll be good. And then next week, I'll probably start on it this week, but next week is my spring break, so my goal is to definitely have it at least firing. Try to fire it next week. So I need to still get that alt for my buddy, which that's not a problem. Went ahead and got plugs today and oil. Need to put that in. Just put my oil filter on, and just got some OEM AC Delco plugs. Can't go wrong with OEM. But tons of room in the engine bay. Those F-body headers, they should fit pretty easy. Maybe I might have to cut that ear off the transmission for the lower bell housing, but hopefully not. If so, it's not a big deal. But this is where we're at for now. Got to hook my coolant hoses up, which I got to get a new one for the bottom because I cut that one to get it off. Need to get some figure my power steering lines out, which that should be easy. But other than that, I mean, it's in. Hard part's done. Now I just got to wire it all up, plug it in, which the Holley Terminator X should make it super simple for that. Just power and ground from the battery, which I'm gonna reuse the battery tray off the old fender, cut it, and just bolt it back in right here. Then I just gotta run battery and ground to the Terminator system. Then run the harnesses out of it, which I'm gonna mount it on the inside and probably use that hole down there or cut a new hole in that. And then I just gotta plug everything in. And I still gotta do my fuel system, which I'll probably mount my fuel pump and fuel regulator right there above my throttle cable. I don't know yet though. Or I might mount it on that side. But we'll figure it out. Making progress. Should be done soon. We are slowly but surely still making progress. Got all my coils on, plugs in, plug wires hooked up on both sides. Also got my headers on. This side actually fit real nice, and like I said, I'm pretty sure these are F-body headers. But this side fit nice. Had to do a little clearance in there for the frame, but not bad. A little bit there, which again, not bad. Then down there, I had to cut the ear off the transmission for the lower bell housing part, which I'm not running that anyway. But the driver's side, on the other hand, this side took a little bit more beating. It fits good. It's hitting down there on the lower control arm mount, if it'll focus. It's still hitting down there, but they're mounted, so I don't care. Had to do some denting there and a little up under here to get them in anyway. But also got all my vacuum lines on. PCV vacuum line for my brake booster. Got my throttle cable on last night. Got coolant hoses on. And I got this little barb fitting. Then I went to O'Reilly's and got this little other barb fitting to thread into that. And that goes into my coolant crossover, which that works real nice. And that'll go like that. So I went ahead and got a dipstick too, and I still need to put oil in it. But as of right now, I still need to get that alternator, put belt on, and then I need to start wiring it up and put my fuel pump and stuff on. So that's where we're at right now. So last night I ended up coming back out here. It's the next day. But I started putting the wiring harness on. Got all my injectors hooked up, coil packs hooked up. The main wire harness is run in. Still need to put my battery tray in and battery in, and then run the power harness for the Holley. Then I got all my sensors in the back hooked up. And then I started hooking up my fuel system, which I'm waiting on a few fittings for my fuel pump. And I also had to order a different TPS sensor, and I got an adapter for the this sensor here, the map sensor. And then, so this is the fuel regulator / filter, and this is the return line. It's going to the other side, going back to the tank for the return. This is the main fuel line for the fuel rail, and then I still got to hook up the inlet coming from the fuel tank and fuel pump. But that's about where we're at right now. Can take this out because I don't need that. And that's the fuel line, which I don't know where I'm going to put my pump yet. I think I'm going to cut it further back in the frame and put my fuel pump in back there, and just run the AN line up. But I'll show you so this is what it looks like on the outside right now. Pretty clean. And on the inside, if you come up under here, I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, you can. That's the Holley. So ECU right there, and then a relay right there. Need to mount this fuse probably up there beside the relay. And then those are just the connectors from the harness. And I'm probably gonna get a little plate right here to block that off. Then the little handheld that comes with, mount it right there. and that'll show you all the RPM and temps and stuff and all that. So have a little dash, and the only thing that'll work up there on the factory dash is the fuel gauge. But that's where we're at right now. So I just made this little battery tray for the battery. Looks pretty good. Nice and rounded corners. These two holes are gonna mount right to the inner fender where the stock battery was. And then this is just a little support foot so it doesn't bow down when I put the battery in it, just to help it out a little bit. Welds look good on it. But I'm about to throw some black paint on this and then throw it in the car. So I'm about ready to start it. Got my fuel pump kind of jerry-rigged up over there. I'm gonna eventually put it somewhere else, but it's there right now, just for now. And then I got my battery shit hooked up. I got new stuff to make different battery cables, but again, like I said, this is just to start it, first start. Got my power wire and everything hooked up for my Holly, which I actually got to plug that in right now. And then I'll have to go through and do the setup process for the Holly. And then she'll be ready to fire. So I did get it started eventually. I was chasing an issue because I forgot, I was kind of rushing and I forgot to ground the motor to the frame, which the homie come over and helped me with that. Because at first it was cranking and everything inside was looking good on the handheld, but it wasn't firing, or it wasn't getting fuel, and it was sparking. So I got some cable from Harbor Freight, and I'm just going through and making some grounds, which I'm going to run a ground from the motor to the frame and from the frame to the battery, and get rid of this old one, this little skinny ground. I ended up welding, I cut the head off a bolt and welded it to a plate, ground it smooth, then I took the plate and welded it to the frame. So now we got a little nice spot we can put ground stuff, and this strap will go right on the bolt like that, then right to the head, and be nice and clean. I'll eventually do this, the battery to starter wire, but right now I'm gonna take and replace this one, going from the battery to frame, and then we'll be good. I'll try to get a video of it starting, but I don't know yet. We'll see, depending on how long it stays starting.